Today's good news. Rhea Ripley's return date finally revealed. It will shock you. The WWE Universe has been anxiously waiting for the return of Rhea Ripley, one of the most dominant and fan-favorite superstars in WWE today. The Australian powerhouse has endured multiple injuries over her illustrious 11-plus years in the wrestling business, and her most recent injury has left fans wondering when they will see her back in the ring. New details regarding Ripley's return have now emerged, shedding light on the circumstances surrounding her injury and the timeline for her comeback. Rhea Ripley's unfortunate injury took place during a high-stakes brawl on the October 21st episode of Monday Night Raw. Ripley found herself in a heated confrontation with Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, which culminated in a brutal series of exchanges. The situation escalated when Ripley took a devastating codebreaker from Liv Morgan, an impact that would ultimately leave the Eradicator with a fractured orbital bone. This injury forced Ripley to be written out of WWE storylines, with the company announcing that she would be sidelined for an indefinite amount of time. While the brawl between the three women featured several intense moments, it was the aftermath of the match that further intensified the drama. On the following NXT episode, aired on October 29th, a parking lot segment took place in which Ripley was attacked by Liv Morgan and her enforcer, further deepening the storyline between the two rivals. In the segment, WWE hinted that the fractured orbital bone occurred during this attack, adding a layer of intrigue to Ripley's injury, leaving fans wondering just how this would impact her return. Initially, many fans speculated that Ripley had sustained the orbital fracture when she delivered a vicious headbutt to Liv Morgan during the October 21st Raw match. However, Rhea herself took to social media to clarify that the injury likely occurred when she took the codebreaker from Morgan earlier in the match, which set up the final sequence of events. Despite the injury, Ripley continued to perform the remaining spots in the match, showcasing her incredible resilience and toughness. WWE commentators and fans alike praised Ripley for her commitment to finishing the match despite being in pain, highlighting her toughness as a true professional. Ripley's injury, however, wasn't just a minor bump in the road. A fractured orbital bone is a serious issue for any wrestler, as it impacts both vision and physical ability, requiring time to properly heal. As a result, WWE made the decision to remove Ripley from the storylines temporarily, keeping her away from in-ring action for an undisclosed amount of time. This has left fans eagerly awaiting her return and wondering how WWE will handle her absence, particularly considering her importance in the women's division and her role as the current women's world champion. Ripley's absence has also created a noticeable shift in the balance of power in WWE's women's division. With Ripley being one of the most dominant figures on the roster, her removal has opened the door for other superstars like Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez to step up in her place. WWE is clearly positioning these women for big moments in the coming months, but the big question remains: when will Rhea Ripley be back? According to backstage sources, WWE has been carefully monitoring Ripley's recovery progress. While no official return date has been set, there are strong indications that WWE may have plans for her to make a comeback around early 2024. Fans are hopeful that Ripley will return sooner rather than later, especially given her importance to WWE's ongoing storylines and her high-profile matchups. In the meantime, the company has done its best to keep fans engaged with the storyline surrounding Ripley's absence. Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, and other women's division superstars have been stepping up to fill the void left by Ripley's injury. However, it's clear that WWE is preparing for Ripley's inevitable return, with the belief that her comeback will be nothing short of spectacular. Rhea Ripley's return to the ring will be one of the most highly anticipated moments in WWE in the coming months. Fans are eager to see what she will do next and how her return will affect the ongoing feuds in WWE. As Ripley continues her recovery, all eyes will be on her, and when the time comes for her to make her dramatic return, it's certain to be one of the biggest moments in recent WWE history. As of November 1st, there has been no official timeline for Rhea Ripley's return to WWE action, leaving fans eagerly awaiting any updates on the injury that's kept the Aussie superstar sidelined. Ripley, who suffered a fractured orbital bone during a heated brawl with Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez on the October 21st Monday Night Raw, was written out of WWE storylines shortly afterward, with WWE citing the injury as the reason for her absence. However, recent reports have revealed some encouraging news that could hint at an earlier-than-expected return for Ripley. Ripley's storyline absence was creatively explained during the October 29th episode of NXT, where a parking lot segment saw Ripley attacked by Morgan and her enforcer, setting up her exit from the ongoing feud. Interestingly, sources have reported that this NXT segment, which helped to write Ripley out of the storylines, was planned at the last minute. One of the primary reasons for the sudden decision was that Ripley lives in the Orlando area, where WWE's NXT shows are filmed. Shooting the segment locally would allow for Ripley's involvement without requiring extensive travel, making it a logical choice to explain her temporary removal from TV. Although the segment tied into the storylines, there was still no word on when Ripley would be able to return to in-ring action. The fractured orbital bone, an injury that could severely impact vision and mobility, is not something that can be taken lightly. Initially, there were concerns that Ripley might be sidelined for an extended period as she recovered, with her injury considered severe enough to require a significant amount of time to heal. WWE had previously left the door open on a potential return, but did not provide any specific details regarding her recovery process. However, there have been recent developments that could suggest Ripley's return may not be as far off as initially believed. According to PW Insider, internal discussions within WWE have raised the possibility that Ripley's injury might not be as severe as originally thought. This new information has reportedly led to renewed optimism about her recovery, with sources suggesting that she may be medically cleared for a return to action sooner than expected. While no firm return date has been set, the fact that Ripley's injury may be less serious than first anticipated has fans buzzing with excitement. The news offers a glimmer of hope for those eager to see Ripley back in the ring, especially as WWE continues to push forward with its women's division storylines. Ripley, a key figure in WWE's programming and reigning women's world champion, has become one of the most dominant and beloved superstars, and her return could shake up the ongoing rivalries in a major way. WWE has carefully managed Ripley's absence from TV, with other women's division superstars like Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez taking center stage in her absence. Still, it's clear that Ripley's return will be a pivotal moment for the company.